Hello, welcome to InstaGamez, everyone. We really appreciate you guys coming. Thank you all for showing up. We got 10 runners today. BlazenBezza starting and Ace Lord is going to be ending. Any more information you guys want on the schedule and whatnot will be down in the About section. There is InstaGame schedule. You guys can go ahead and click on that. We are raising money today for the USBG National Charity Foundation for COVID-19 response and relief. Sage of Keyblades is going to be telling us more about that. Go ahead, Sage.
All right, so about the USBG National Charity Foundation, it's a COVID-19 relief and response. They're providing philanthropic grants to qualify individuals in the hospitality industry in need of emergency aid due to the COVID-19 crisis. Hundreds of thousands in the food and beverage industry are out of work. Many of those are bartenders and others who work in bars and restaurants. Please help us serve those who serve us. Their mission is advancing the lifelong stability and well-being of service industry professionals through education and charitable activities.
Thank you, Sage. Okay, we'll be starting really soon, starting with BlazenBezza, playing at Kingdom Hearts Final Mix HD Beginner Any %. So thank you guys for showing up, and we'll be starting shortly. Thank you.
Oh, good. I've had like three copies in like an hour and a half, so I'm like real pumped up. I'm like real.
Are you okay?
I'm used to it. I usually have that when I get up at 5 in the morning anyway, so I'm pretty much used to it. So.
For 30 seconds.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go ahead and mute now.
All good. All good.
Okay, so I guess we'll go ahead and start, and you can go ahead and do whatever you want, you know? Just...
Yeah.
Okay. And let's go.
Hey everyone! Welcome to InstaGamez Charity Relief for COVID-19. I'm your first runner, Blazenbezza, and I'm here. And we're going to do a little bit of Kingdom Hearts Final Mix Beginner. So it's only speed run I've done, but I'm happy to be a part of this. So I'm glad you're all here. Glad you're all enjoying yourselves. I'm hoping you're all having a good time wherever you may be. And I think we can just get straight into it. So, let's see. Make sure I don't stuff up any of this or anything like that. Turn the audio off, unfortunately, because copyright. Because everyone pretty much knows that the opening cutscene is copyrighted. So, unfortunately, let's do this in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Oh. Stay hydrated, everyone. So yeah.
Blazin, how long have you been running Kingdom Hearts Final Mix?
How long? I've only been running it for about 2.5 months. So the story with me on this is the first speedrun I've actually speedrun. But I actually didn't do it on stream. This is probably when all this COVID-19 hit and everyone was like down on work, so I was down on work. So I needed something to fill in the time, and honestly I wanted to get into speedrunning, so I figured let's pick this. I'm like, Kingdom Hearts is my favorite series, so I've seen a lot of beginner runs over the past like 3 or 4 years through like GDQ, Limit Break, all those events. So I figured I'd give it a try, and here I am here. I'm like, it's actually been really fun and enjoyable. Running this game over the last few months. So
I would like to interrupt just a second. Sorry for that delay. I started up the thing, but I forgot that there's a long delay with the software I'm using. So they probably heard a lot of our conversation earlier. So hopefully it's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah,
it's all good, Insta. It's all good. I'm like, I'm just like, we'll just start it off like that.
Okay.
I'm
We'll go ahead and play music while the audio is muted. I'm gonna go ahead and unmute I'm gonna stop playing the music once we get into the run.
Yeah, it'll be about a minute and a half away, so no, it'll be all good. So that I will be trying to do this as fast as I possibly can. I'll try and explain as much as I possibly. I'll try and explain as much as I possibly can while I'm playing. If I can't, I've got my mates Insta and Sage here who know a bit about this run, so they'll be able to help out. Where I'll probably be focusing more on the fights and whatnot. So
Yeah, I'll try to explain a little bit. I'm a little rusty with this run. I haven't ran KH1 in a little bit now, but it was my last run before I started doing Birth by Sleep, which was, I think, a month or two ago when I dropped KH1, so I should still know some of the strats. Yeah, should be fine.
Yeah, nah, thanks.
I remember how to explain them a little bit. I just don't remember them all.
That's all good. I'll carry us through. I'll carry us through this run. It's all good. Only be a few moments where I'll be focusing on that. So I'll just do the usual shenanigans. Oh, it's serious time, guys. All that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's been really good. I've only been streaming for a couple of months, and to be part of it has been fantastic. All right, and I'm mute, and we're gonna get started into this run. Got a couple of cutscene skips. So over here we're going to choose the staff, mainly because we want this extra bit of MP. So how magic works is the damage is based on not just how strong your spells are, but also your maximum amount of MP. So the more MP you have, the more damage you do through your magic attacks. And we just get rid of the shield because we want to go fast. We want to do as much damage. We don't need the extra points in defense. We want more in strength because we want to be wailing on things, especially early. That's just a basic tutorial pretty much. So get to play around with shadows, which so mostly annoying. They like to jump around and do their own thing, but ow. That was okay. Got sniped by one, but that's all right. So not too much to talk about here. Just pretty much just go through, mash some dialogue, skip some cutscenes, try and jump here through in the middle of this cutscene. That was alright. That's alright. We dropped that combo, but at least we finished it on the ground, so that wasn't too horrible. So we'll go in here. We'll pick around the top options because we want to be getting our XP as soon as possible. So in Kingdom Hearts, there's experience curve. We'll just pick friendship just because it's easier to the text and whatnot. So there's three different types of curves. There's an early curve, there's a dawn curve, a midday curve, and a night curve. So basically, with this, we want to get our experience up level. So around level 50 is where the line goes. So since we don't even get to level 50, I don't believe, or barely get there, we just want to get that, and now we just want to kill things here. That's okay. So yeah, as I was saying, we want to pick the dawn path, so we can level up as fast as we possibly can. So in beginner mode, you get a bunch of power-ups, defense ups, and AP ups. So we're going to be putting all these on just so we can deal as much damage as possible. Use the defense ups just to just for safety. I think we put it on anyway. We put it on anyway just so we know how much, just so we can take more damage. We save our AP ups because we'll be doing a shop. We'll be doing a shop later, so we'll be selling a bunch of stuff. So I'll explain that when we get up to that part. That's the first bit done. Alright, so now we're just going to do a bit of a collectathon for the next few minutes. So this will pretty much just mainly be just platforming and just picking up stuff. So pretty cool stuff at the moment. Grab this barrel just so we can jump up here if we grab the ledge. No. No. Well, this is the bad barrel spot. There we go. Sometimes it doesn't want to grab onto there, but it's all good. Still faster than going all the way around. Pick up this rope. Grab this log here, and then we'll head back to Kari. So one thing this game is notable for is that, well, it's notable for something that's like a bit tricky or whatnot with its platforming and that. So some bits will be a little bit trivial, some bits will be a little bit annoying, but it's all good. All right, more collectathon stuff. I'm gonna get these 3 fish down here. Beautiful. Sometimes that fish can get into the deep end. We don't really want that. Pick up all the stuff we need here on this side, and then we're going to go to the other side of the island after this. Sometimes that mushroom's a bit tricky. Hitbox is very, very small. Even though you can clearly see our foot was literally like right on top of it. That's all good. This game's definitely got a bit of RNG into it. We're going to be coming up very closely to the first bit of it. So, you get 2 coconuts, and okay, we didn't get the lucky one there. So we'll be heading to a bunch of palm trees later on to get that. So, pretty much want to get the golden ones there, rather than those brown ones, but we'll get there when we get there. And we'll quickly race Riku, because we pretty much need to win this race, because we need the pretty stone so we can sell that off later on.
Probably a note during the race, I believe there's a set time, like if you go too fast, it actually doesn't matter because Sora will actually walk.
Yeah.
Forward, and the screen will not turn black until Riku's at a certain part of the race.
Yeah, exactly right. So we want to go as fast as we can to that point. So if we're there early, it doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah, which is disappointing because it's just like,
yeah, you can go a lot.
Nice
Yeah, because you can go a lot. You can go much faster than Riku, but as long as you're hitting that point, it's all good. Which I think we're pretty comfortable in saving the maximum amount of time here. So like normally.
So do you think we're Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Insta, what were you saying? So yeah, so we managed to walk out.
If we can read a donation during the race.
Yeah, go for it. You can pretty much read donations pretty much throughout this throughout Destiny's Island, realistically, yeah.
Alright, Sage, you wanna?
So we have one donor, $50 from Anonymous. Get her done!
Thank you very
Sage.
much.
Okay, you can go, Blaze.
That's all good. Alright. So as I said before, this is pretty much the first bit of RNG, so we want to try and get these golden coconuts here. Then... Oh, no, there's one down there, so that was good. So we can lock onto it, and one straight off the bat there, so... Sometimes you can get good RNG coconut, sometimes you can't, so... It wasn't that bad, actually. I'll take that. I've had much worse than that. So we'll go back here and get a couple of things, because we had to talk to Kyrie to get the empty bottle, which we need to fill it with pure water, which, funny enough, there's a spot right here. So we can quickly go back and do that. And we'll pick up our last mushroom over here, and that is pretty much it. Shows us a nice 4 out of 5th promise charm there. Alrighty. Alright, we're about to get a nice swinging keyblade. Definitely when running these games, you'll know when to that there's just a lot of cutscenes to skip, so always gonna be ready on that.
Yeah, the know about the cutscenes is in this game. I don't know if it's like because of the original game didn't have cutscene skips unless you beat the first fight. Like I believe in the original game, if you actually die and then come back to fight again, you can skip the cutscenes.
Yeah.
But this game originally didn't have cutscene skips. And I think some of the cutscene skips might be a little weird because they added cutscenes later on in the final mix version.
Yeah.
Like there's a cutscene where you cannot skip it until Riku actually opens his eye. You'll see that later on. But most of these runners memorize exactly when to skip the cutscene. Because all the cutscene skips you can't skip right away. Unlike Birth by Sleep where you can cutscene skip as soon as the cutscene starts. So I think that's pretty impressive that these runners are able to memorize exactly when cutscenes are able to be skipped and skip it on that frame. It's pretty neat, I think.
Yeah, that was definitely one thing I had to learn because surprisingly enough, I never played Final Mix until it was available on the PlayStation 4. I've always grown up playing the PS2 version, and because we have the PAL version, so we never got anything based in Japan, North America, or anything like that. So learning all these cutscene skips was definitely a challenge.
I mean, if I recall, there's only 2, maybe 3 unskippable cutscenes on this.
There is 2 unskippable cutscenes. So there's one right at the start, which we went through, so we can't skip that cutscene, unfortunately. And there will be another one coming up when we steal the keyhole in Hello Bastion, which will probably be like an hour and a half-ish away, maybe 2 hours away.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while. That's towards the end of the game. There's actually, I believe, 3, because I believe there's a 100-acre wood cutscene, but we'll see that later on during Owls and Espeon's runs, because they're going to be doing All Worlds and JJ. But we will not be seeing that in this one, since this is any percent, we're not doing 100-acre. It's not required to beat the game.
No.
Same with
Yeah, the only requirement is to defeat the Anthem 4, pretty much the final fight of Anthem 4. So we pretty much skip everything we pretty much need to skip and get there as fast as possible. Yeah,
such as also Atlantica, which we will be seeing a cool little Atlantica trick when the runs come around, but we'll not be seeing that during this run. And I think that's it. Atlantica and Olympus Coliseum we won't be seeing.
No. It's unfortunate, but those Pretty much we just need to get to certain worlds, and we pretty much can skip worlds to get there. So like I think the main worlds that we need to like be hitting are Deep Jungle and Neverland. So the way how we get there is we just pick the fastest way to get there.
Come on.
Also noting, during that shadow segment, he has to defeat 5 shadows. You were probably going to say that, but I interrupted you. But you have to beat 5 shadows, and then you can go talk to Sid and then fight Leon.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but you're talking, so it was all good. I think I killed 6, but I didn't want to be short. I was certain I killed 5, but I just killed 1 just in case, because you don't want to miss it otherwise. No, that's all good. That's all good. All right, so we'll kill a couple of these soldiers on the way because we want to hit level 7 by the time we get to guard armor. So we want to kill 3 of these. Okay, we didn't get that unfortunately, but there's another one we can kill on the way. So that way, when we do this soldier mob, we'll get a strength up right before we get to guard armor, so we'll be able to deal as much damage as we possibly can. So there's certain leveling curves that we'll need to hit, hence why we need to start with Dawn. So, and this was one of them.
Come on.
There we go, killed that last one, and we got the strength up that we needed.
Come on.
Just want to try and break his body parts, mainly his legs first, so he doesn't keep jumping up. We didn't get that time, so it's a little annoying, but it's okay. So we'll use the potion that we picked up just because we don't really need them, and we'll need items. We'll need to save our item slots for later. That one wasn't the best. That one wasn't the best fight. We didn't get the optimal pattern, but it's alright. It's okay. I'll try and break him. Want to try and get rid of all his parts before he jumps that third time or second time, I think it was. Okay, so there's 2 versions. So there's 2 versions of this game. There's 2 versions of the game, so you can play it on pretty much English, or you play it on Japanese. So the Japanese has got way faster text speeds, which enables it to be 30 seconds faster. But the English version, which I'm playing on right now, there's a nice little clip I'm about to show you, which will enable you to go to talk to Leon before you even get the Red Trinity. So we'll be heading up to that point. So during the Trinity cutscene, there's like a I can't remember how many frames it is or whatnot, but if you just hold straight up, you'll be able to clip through the gate. So we'll do a quick menu here. So we're going to take Goofy's Ether, because we'll be using that later on. We'll get rid of Ribbon for Brave Warrior for more damage, and then we'll equip Dodge Roll because Dodge Roll just enables you to move a bit faster. So the amount of dodge rolls that you do throughout, the game, all add up. So
yeah, we're playing on beginner, so the ribbon's not super useful since like we don't really need defense at this moment anyway, because we can take like quite a bit of hits, especially in early game. So the damage is definitely a lot more useful.
Yeah. So here's that Red Trinity cutscene that comes in. So you make sure you go that. You just run forward and you just click through, and you then click through that those bars, and you can go talk to Leon. So in turn, I believe this saves like at least like a minute to a minute and a half, if I'm being correct. I'm not entirely sure how much it saves, but it saves a fair amount of time to start off with. But the Japanese faster text is just overwhelms it, unfortunately. But it's really nice. So we can go talk to Leon straight away, even though we don't.
It basically saves you time in the second visit.
Yeah, so we won't need to do too much in the second visit. So also in this visit, we'll also go see Merlin, mainly so we can get the save point over at his house, and that.
Yeah, especially in the PlayStation 4 version of this game, save warping, going to the save point and warping is much faster than any other version due to the PS4 load times.
Yeah, the PS4.
So you'll be seeing a lot.
Yeah, the PS4 engine was like majorly superior to the PlayStation 3. So even though the PlayStation 3 enabled to do cutscene skips and whatnot, you still couldn't really save warp. So there's going to be a fair amount of save warps we're going to be doing throughout this run. Wanted to get that.
PlayStation 3 was a joke. Like, not only was there more crashing, but the PlayStation 3 version, surprisingly, the load times were slower than PS4. Don't ask me how they did that, but that somehow they managed to do that.
Yeah. So we'll pretty much go in here just to get that. Oh, excuse me. Get all that saved up. Because pretty much on our second visit we'll be warping back to here a lot faster. So it's because we're already out in the street, so it's faster just to come here now. Because otherwise your only save point is right at the door that we're pretty much nearby after we defeated guard armor. So this makes it a lot faster. But this was actually one thing I actually was learning through the run. I actually tried to learn this game through a PS3 run, and I learned all these as I was going. Like after I'd already done a couple of runs, I realized I'm like, oh, I can actually save warp, and it saves me a lot of time. And then the amount of time I saw how much it saved, I'm like, holy hell! I was like, it was so amazing.
Also noting, he tossed a potion earlier at guard armor, and on beginner, we don't necessarily need potions, because, well, once we get heal later, it doesn't really matter. Cure is just such a good spell, and you can kind of spam it in this version of the game. So mostly we want to get rid of potions out of our inventory, so when we pick up ethers, it automatically just refills into our item slots. So we won't have to menu them in earlier over the potion. Yeah. So whenever we find times, like during guard armor, when he's spinning it up in the air and stuff, we're not able to damage him. So we have to wait there anyway, it doesn't matter. So we can go ahead and toss the potion for free and get rid of it.
Yeah, exactly. So we might be picking up some random drops or whatnot. So we'll find times to get rid of them because our item slots are important for when we pick up other stuff. So that ether is going to be the first thing on our menu that we drop. So I was going to interrupt, but I'll let you finish. So what I just did is we completely disassembled our gummy ship. Now you might be thinking, why would you do that? I'm like you don't have any health or anything like that. But however, for some bizarre reason, the gummy ship actually flies faster with the less amount of blocks that you actually use. So we pretty much just equip the basic amount of things that we need, which is your cure cockpit, your fire, which is your engine, and just a weapon to make sure that you don't die. And believe it or not, it's a lot faster than running the original gummy ship. Like you
honestly, sorry.
That's alright. I'll just finish this off. You actually like how fast it is. You actually save time. You're already saving time just by doing that and getting to Wonderland. That's how fast it is. All right, you can go now.
Yeah. Honestly, I love that in KH1. I think that's really unique. Like, you can't really do that in like KH2. The gummy missions are kind of set, and I really like that about KH1 that you can actually speed up the gummy missions, and the gummy blocks matter and stuff towards your speed. And I think that's pretty cool that they added that in this version.
I was amazed when I first saw it probably 3 or 4 years ago. I was like, holy crap! I'm like, I had to do this myself, and yeah, I'm just like, well, it's honestly the best thing. It's honestly the best thing ever, especially when you are running this game. It's fantastic to run, but there are points where you just have to wait. You just have to wait because I probably am not a huge auto scroll fan. When playing all those sort of levels or anything like that. So to go faster just by doing that is just amazing.
Yeah, I don't mind it towards if I'm speedrunning a game. I'm not a big fan of it usually, but in KH2 it was quite nice having like a bathroom break in the middle of a run. And that's what runners usually do during sections like gummy missions and whatnot. I know UDAT does that a lot, where he'll just like go to the bathroom with his controller, holding down the X button in a certain spot so it kills the enemy so he doesn't die, so he can go use the bathroom. So during some long runs, they're actually quite nice for bathroom breaks.
Yeah. No, they definitely are, because especially when you've been doing, especially with these categories that are like hours long. It's always good to have a break. We won't be doing that today. Gonna quickly clear these out because we're gonna try and get this bit of evidence that's hiding across here. Thanks, Goofy, for taking him out. Those shadows spawn, but they'll disappear. So pretty much, normally you're meant to try and get all 4 pieces of evidence, but here we only need to find 1 because getting the other 3 doesn't make any realistic difference. So one thing I'm going to show you here, I'm just going to quickly load the Jiminy's journal here. So what this will do is after I pick the box, it's going to just show random text or stuff like that. All right, we got to pick the right box here. I think that's normal. I think that's right. I'm usually not good at this, so. Nah, that's okay. It's okay. You ideally want to get the Heartless in there, which is usually the first box that drops. So see how just pretty much the text matches a lot faster. That's pretty much what that does. I don't understand how that works, but it works.
Come on.
So we want to try and get like a full combo, like our 3rd combo here, just to deal as much damage as possible. Hopefully these card guards not annoy me. Yeah, that's good, Donald. He's just standing there.
Oh, did you do the Jiminy Journal thing, by the way?
I sure did. I was explaining it as well.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear you. I was too busy changing title.
That's alright. You can
explain. Yeah, another thing to note. The first box that hits the ground, in the other versions, it was actually easier to see it. Apparently in the PS4, due to 60 frames, it drops faster in this version, so it's harder to actually tell. So in the PS4 version, it's actually harder to get it right, surprisingly.
Yeah, because exactly. Because I grew up with the power versions on there, so they were going at 50 hertz, so it was a lot faster to get. I'm like, there's still a bit of a tell there, but there's some times where you just have to hope to guess. But it's not the end of the world. It's more ideal to get it, but overall it doesn't really matter too much. It's just obviously having Goofy and Donald to take care of those card guards so they don't deflect you, because that's pretty much the main point of that fight, is that they don't deflect, is you don't deflect against their shots.
Well, another thing, and also, if you get one of the Donald and Goofy caged, I believe the cutscene is longer if that happens. So you lose a little, I think like a second of time to the cutscene of them getting caged also.
Yeah. So this room pretty much floor is lava. Don't touch the floor, because as soon as the Heartless spawn, they just stay there. So we want to just quickly light those candles up and then get out of there. So there's a bit of time we can do that as soon as we hit it, so we can unlock that door. Otherwise, we couldn't get through, and we'd have to go the long way around, which is a fair amount of time of walking. All right, so up to Trick Master. So his hitbox is a little bit funny, but we want to try and get him in. So once he comes down there, so what we want to do is try to get a double hit on the peak of our jump, which I'm clearly not doing. There we go. So like that, and bring him back down. Oh, Donald got that one. And we want to try and keep him in this spot. Oh, he's not moving. It's annoying. That's alright. He stopped there. Like, sometimes he can stop at the table, or he can just go straight to the fireplace. So it wasn't that bad. We almost did it with him out moving, but like not too hard. I'm like, but not most idealist fight, but it was still half decent. And we get Blizzard here anyway, so there's no reason to ever collect the other 3 ones, because that's what you get. You pretty much get Blizzard early, which doesn't really do anything for us. So, all right, and now we'll head off to Deep Jungle. So this is pretty much what we're talking about. We want to get to Deep Jungle as fast as possibly can, like beating Deep Jungle as fast as possibly can. And since Wonderland is faster than doing Olympus Coliseum, we do Wonderland instead of Olympus Coliseum. If you guys got any donations that have popped up over the last like 20 minutes, I'd like you feel free to read them as we just make our way towards Deep Jungle.
Nope, we haven't gotten any yet. You're good.
Ah, that's all good. So yeah, all right. So this is probably one of the main reasons why we took the staff over like sword, because normally you take the sword because you want to do more physical damage. But because of those strength ups that we get, we're pretty much already hitting like a really good high damage threshold. That the extra couple points in strength doesn't really make that much. Won't make that much of a difference. But having this third bit of MP will. So there'll be more spots that I'll explain why having this extra MP is really good. So in this first one, as I said, the more MP you have, the more damage you will deal with your magic attacks. So we'll be blizzard spamming a fair bit in Deep Jungle, so that will be that'll make all these power wild mob fights a hell of a lot easier. And we also will get a fourth magic towards the end of that, which will be really important in a support fight later on. That's right, you can stay there. Sports hitbox when, because in this game you want to be trying to do as many air combos as you possibly can, just because of the frames it takes to do ground combos. So ground combos take a lot longer to do rather than air combos. So we want to be trying to hit as many enemies as we can while being airborne. So we'll grab this save point. We'll grab this save point because we'll be using that later. Because we will be save warping later on. Sorry, you can go on now.
Yeah, and Sabor is really low to the ground, which it is much harder than you think to land air combos on such like low to the ground targets. Because you have to do a very small jump and try your best to actually land attacks. It's very easy. Even the top runners sometimes with like a finisher or something on Sabor. Like I've seen miss multiple times, miss a like a air combo finisher on Sabor before, and like it's very difficult to do.
It's definitely not an easy trick. It's definitely not an easy trick to do. I don't think anyone's really really fully comfortable doing it. But the amount of times that you do it over doing ground combos, it's all about saving time, like saving time all throughout the run. So like, even though it doesn't seem that much of a difference, but if you continuously do it, it all adds up. All right, so this will be our first save. This will be our first save warp. So we're going to be warping to that save point right before we dropped, because it's a lot faster to go around this way to where we want to go. So we pretty much just go through here. Normally you don't really travel across here, but thanks to the save warps down here, we can pretty much just drop down here and we'll enter this cutscene that we needed to hit to. Which is really nice. Like, I didn't find out about these until probably like running this for like a few weeks. So while climbing on those vines there, you can, if you see the next text scene the text that comes up there telling you which room you go in, you can press circle and then you can just do a quick jump off and it'll load you quickly in the screen. It only saves like a few frames, but really nice. And we'll just drop all the way back down. It's nice that you can skip these as well, because I don't think you couldn't skip those back in the PS2 version as well. I don't think you could. Mike, I could be wrong there, but otherwise you'd have to do another auto scroll level there. Alright, so these are the power wilds I was talking about. These like to jump and like to do funny things. Oh, no, they'll stay in one spot. Okay, I stand corrected. They can also stand in one spot. So there's 5 areas of these. and we want to be getting all those. So this will be our second save point back up there, because one of the rooms that we passed on is where the next one is, and it's a lot faster to get up here. The nice thing also is you also get a nice MP refill, so you get more MP to play. You get more MP to play with to do these next 4 mob fights. So one jump there, that was nice. There's one there. He's hiding. He didn't want to come. He did not want to come and play with us. There's one mob fight over here in this treehouse. So what you can do is also just quickly roll up that hill, and you can climb up through this way. Not bad. So this is the reason why we take Goofy's Ether, because we are about to use it. And we'll refresh our MP. And as you can see, Blizzard's really, really nice here. Like, it pretty much kills him in 2 shots. Kills him in 2 shots. And obviously, just spreading out. Okay. My cat was a bit excited, but it's okay. Also, another thing, as you can see what I'm doing, I'm also jump mashing. So, as I said before, ground combos take up more frames when using it. Same with using spells on the ground. So we want to try and use them in the air, so that way there's no lag after our spell is finished. Oh, there's a nice thing of fruit there. And that was pretty much our next level curve to get that MP right there. So that's a nice bit of extra MP to use, and that's all the power wild fights. So for the most part, they went smoothly. So we'll quickly go in here, get our magic refilled up, and we'll open this cutscene. And we'll go and take on Sabor again. I want to start this fight pretty much spamming fires on him. So the extra bit of MP helps really much. So, alright, he's going to charge us, that's fine.
Yeah, one thing to note.
And he jumped away.
It is faster doing blizzards in the air, but fire you can actually spam out on the ground, and so it will just continuously shoot fires out of his keyblade if you just mash the button. So it's actually quicker to do fires on the. Actually, I don't know if it's quite quicker, but
it's not quick. It's not quicker, but it's a lot more consistent. It's a lot more consistent.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to worry about doing air combos as much. I think you only need to do like 2 probably. Unfortunately, Goofy was just constantly hitting him, so he decided to jump in the bush, which usually isn't great.
I see runners doing both. I don't know necessarily, because sometimes I see them doing jump fires during certain sections where it's kind of risky to just stay in one place, such as Dark Balls, because Dark Balls will sit there and interrupt you. So sometimes moving around while firing can be very useful.
Yeah, I think it's more about preference. I think I'm like, if you're starting off, it's a lot safer just to use fires, and that's pretty much the only way I've learnt. So I'm more better to play safe there, especially when I'm not, especially with the low hitbox. So
likewise, I do the exact same thing.
All right. So we're about to come up to Clayton. So there's a nice little trick with Clayton, that with Clayton and that stealth sneak that he'll have with you, that it has with him. There's a way you can try and skip his animation. So we'll be trying to set that up. So as soon as we're done with this, few tickets here. All right. So I'm gonna dodge roll to this platform. I'm gonna try and do 2 quick air combos on him. Which we did. So that's probably skips a bit. Why did he jump there? Okay. Alright, he jumped back there. Good. That's fine. Hit him a couple more times. 2. and that's the fight. So what normally would happen is you'd have to probably hit him a few amount of times just to try to get him to jump up, because that's usually the time where he will try and fall off. So he'll do like lots of things. He'll like run away. He'll try to jump away. He'll even try to just swipe you or anything like that. But if we can get that animation cutscene skip that we just got, it pretty much doesn't do all that. Which was really nice. I'm happy I got that, because I've been pretty poor at that on lately. So. Now, remember how I said platforming is not the greatest thing in Kingdom Hearts? Well, this is one thing as well. But it's actually not. It actually wasn't half bad. I'm like, it's very hard to do that very like optimistically and very fast. Sometimes you don't grab onto platforms, and that last one's also a bit of a clip. You have to land on a certain spot on there just so you can flip up there. Otherwise, you'd have to climb a vine. You have to go all the way around. And we want to try and go faster. Okay, that's not a cutscene to get. But all in all, it was actually pretty good. I'm happy I got that animation skip. It's a really hard trick to do. You have to like mash really quickly and jump low to the ground. So. Alright, and we pretty much, now that we're done that, we'll pretty much head all the way back to Traverse Town, so a few minutes of flying about, so if anyone wants to talk about anything or if there's any donations up, I might, beautiful time to do it. Probably not. That's all good. It just makes it, and obviously just assembling the ship just makes this go a lot faster, because this is a real trivial point of the run where you just have to travel back, because you unfortunately don't get the warp G until you get back to Traverse Town. So that's a little unfortunate. It would be nice to start off with it, but you can completely understand why they didn't. Alright, halfway there. This will be a bit. This is the bit of downtime in the run. As we head our way back. So I'll explain. So pretty much as I said before, there's going to be one shop in the game. So we wanted to keep the AP ups that we had, and pretty much sell all the items that we pretty much aren't going to be using in the run. So we can collect at least 1,250 money, which we're using that 1,250 money to buy ourselves a fire G engine, which will be faster than a fire engine that we have now, and we'll be buying a haste gummy, which will give us a nice acceleration boost, which just makes our ship makes our ship even more faster. That's the only shop in the game, because we don't really need to buy anything else. So we pretty much pick up everything that we need. We pretty much pick up every item that we need in the game, and we don't really need to go and buy shields and stars for Donald and Goofy. Alright, so we want to start the door here because we want to be selling our stuff and talking to Sid first, because so normally after you go to Merlin's, this is where you go to next, or you go to here first when once you get that gummy block from Deep Jungle, because that'll progress the main storyline. And that's pretty much what this run is, to try to progress the main storyline as fast as possible. And I said, while we're here, that's when we can sell all the stuff that we need to sell. So I think we picked up like a project chain or something as well. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna be comfortable with money. Like it has. Usually you shouldn't have enough money, but it has happened before. All right, so we'll go shop. We'll go sell. So we're gonna sell our high potions. Keep the elixir, sell the AP up, sell the cherry chain, the ribbon, taunt, and the pretty stone that we want. So, okay, lots of money. So, we keep the white fang because we'll be equipping that later on, because that will give us a strength up. And now we'll save warp back to Magician's Study. So we can now give the give the book to Merlin and progress the story. So normally, if you didn't have these save warps, you'd have to walk a long way around, and that's a long way to travel. And we'll be picking up our first summon, Simba. So this is also another reason why we take the staff over the sword. As I said, the more MP we have, the stronger our spells will be, but also the more time we actually will get for summons. Which we won't be using Simba for a while. Probably about another 40 minutes away from using Simba, so. We'll go unlock that so we can get through while there's no Heartless around. Because they'll spawn right after we finish this this cutscene here. And so our second trip is a lot faster. So like we're only here for like a few minutes. So, which is really nice. We don't have to backtrack. We don't have to walk too much. So this goes really smoothly.
You see.
Oh. So that also tells us that we can go and ring the doorbell, ring the bell, that we can then fight the opposite armor, which is after that. But we don't have to do that now because it only really gives us arrow, and we don't really need arrow right this time because we're still pretty comfortable on not taking any damage at all. We will be using arrow later on. So we'll do our shop here. So we'll buy the Fire G and then buy Haste. And we'll be equipping those on as soon as we get out of here, and that's pretty much it. So we'll go and equip these on. Another thing as well, so you can see on there that it seems like the warp point, the wormhole is actually closer to Traverse Town than it is Wonderland, but actually it's not. It's actually faster to warp to Wonderland and then travel to the warp hole through this way. I think it's roughly about 8 to 10 seconds faster by doing it this way. And now we can hold square to go faster, which we didn't do, but that's okay. As you can see, the warp hole spawned a lot faster. So that was a really nice trick I learned that I had to learn while running this game as well. And now we just make our way through Agrabah to Agrabah. There's also a point there that you don't want to use your boost while entering a new section, because it'll then just waste your boost because it won't load the screen up until it loads. So that's pretty much when you want to be using it. There'll be a couple times we'll be waiting on using a boost, but that's all good. All right. So we're doing some more save warping over here. But first we have to go and find the ladder, so we'll go to his house. Set free the carpet so we can move to the desert. So while we're here, we want to activate this save warp. Pick up this chest for a mega elixir, which will be useful at the end of the game. Early there.
Deep freeze. See ya. See ya. See ya. See ya. Deep freeze. Deep freeze. See ya. See ya. See ya. Deep freeze.
And as you can see, Blizzard does not its damage is all right, but the spread to use it in certain parts is really nice. So normally in the old versions you'd go the long way, which would be all locked up, so you'd have to unlock gates to get into the main area. But here we can just save warp, and we can just go straight to Aladdin's house, which is really neat. Which will get us into this cutscene. Alright, so we'll do a quick menu here. So we're going to put Aladdin to our party, as we want his damage output, so upgrade that. We'll put the white thing on that we'll put on. We'll give Goofy the XP necklace, because we want Goofy to be hitting curves as well. I'll put Scan on. Don't normally need to. And then I'll take Sandstorm off, because we don't need that ability, and we'll put Crit Plus so he can do a little bit more damage. It's annoying. So, there's a couple of rooms in this run that have a 50-50 chance of whether or not to spawn Heartless or to spawn Black Fungus. If you spawn Heartless, that's alright, because you can just kill them off. No dramas. But if you spawn Black Fungus, then... Oh, at least finish him off. Okay, good job, boys. Yeah, because if you spawn Black Fungus, you will need to reset the room, because for two reasons. One, they spawn automatically, so they'll be there no matter what, as you can see by that red menu that popped up as soon as we entered. And two, they take forever to kill, so it's a lot faster just to go in and out and reset the room. So that's a bit unfortunate, but that's just a little bit of RNG, but there's nothing much you can really do about that. Nope. Alright. Centipede here, so we pretty much want to just try to deal as much damage as we can without him breaking apart. So we want him to try to get to the... Okay, we just put him apart, that looks great. Okay. Just try and let him reform here. Okay, I think he reformed. No, he's not going anywhere. That's not good. This is not good at all. Alright, I'm just gonna have to finish him off here, because he's not forming back up. Alright, we did not want to do that. That wasn't great. Because we wanted him to move forward into the next room, so we can then finish him off there and load into the screen closest to the desert. But we couldn't do that, so now we have to go through a couple of transitions. So Rarely that happens, but it's alright. Because we want to be as close to death as we possibly can. So we go to this fight. So we want to try and climb up on top of the head before he starts shaking. And just mash away. That one wasn't half bad. I ideally want to get it before he climbs up because you just run the risk of falling off, but it was all good. Oh, I'm facing the wrong way. Go and drop this pillar.
Fire!
Oh,
See ya!
that's what we're meant to do. So we're probably coming up against one of the most unique fights when learning this run. When trying to do this as fast as possible, and it's trying to defeat Jafar before he moves off that platform. So there's a little bit of a setup for it. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try to get him to activate his magic shield, and then as he tries to fly away, we're going to time a hit. So we're going to knock him back and he'll stay on the platform, and then we're going to try and wait on him for damage to finish him off. So try and see if we can get this set up right. Oh.
See ya!
So activate his shield. Oh, don't go away. He didn't, but he's not in the right. He's not in a good spot for us, but. Yeah, I wanted to get him more centrally on this platform, so it's a little disappointing, but it's okay. We'll just spawn him back here. It's okay. Not the most ideal fight. You want to try and keep him on there, but the most important thing was for him to not fly away. Which we at least did that, so that was okay. I think we're just a little bit late with the timing. But that's how tight the timing is. It's very tight to keep him perfectly center on that platform. So we'll do another setup here.
Deep freeze! See ya!
I need to jump
See ya! Deep freeze! Deep freeze! Ha! Come on! Come on!
Okay, so main thing is to make sure that we finish off Jafar before Iago flies away, because if Iago flies away, then we won't be able to get any more damage on him, and yeah, it'll just fly away and he'll just lose a lot of time. So this will be one point in the run where I'm actually going to be trying to die here. So we're going to be entering a point where it doesn't matter if you can get out of this escape or not. So it's actually faster. It's actually faster to get out of this escape scene to actually kill ourselves here rather than staying alive. So I want to be trying to hit these boulders, hit these falling platforms that'll be coming on our head shortly, and obviously get burned up. So it's okay damage there. So try and keep getting hit as much as the and just like that. So it doesn't really matter if you survive that or not. So you want to be trying to die over there. So hopefully that's the only time. That's the only time I'm actually gonna be dying in this run. But that's a nice neat trick as well that they put in. There's also other points as well that you can use that on. So the first dark side fight also, if you die to that, you just move on, doesn't matter. And if you also also the Leon fight, so you can also die to Leon and it'll still progress through. That was a lot faster for us to kill those two. Plus the experience gained is very important. Yeah. So as I said before, we want to be the next point in the to progress the story. Well, there's 2 points to progress the story. The first one will be Monstro. So no matter which way you take, Monstro will spawn in the path of the world of you're trying to get to. We'll have to be clearing that, and then obviously we want to get to Neverland and finish Neverland to get the gummy pieces there and progress the storyline. Hence why we skip Atlantica.
We're free to read a donation
Because
here.
Atlantica is very long. Well, it's longer than Halloween Town, and you don't get as much XP.
We got to read a donation here.
We've got a donation from Stoppin' Fritz. No donations.
That's right. We'll be seeing Atlantica later on ours and Espion's runs later on.
Hey, Blazin, can you hear us?
Stoppin' Fritz with $20. No donations. Let me change that. I quit my job at the helium gas factory because I refuse to be spoken to in that tone.
I'll explain that. I'll explain that when we get there. If you guys have any donations that have come up, feel free to read them.
You can hear us?
Check the audio just in case.
I'll mute his audio real quick. Go ahead and here, I'll mute him. Go ahead and read a donation.
Stoppin' Fritz with $20. No donations. Let me change that. I quit my job at the helium gas factory because I refuse to be spoken to in that tone.
There's also some cutscenes that we skip. If we hold in a certain direction, we'll pretty much like instant move already over there. So like normally would be like the middle of there, but middle of the ship, but we pretty much are on the board, so that's really nice. So if we're just holding a direction, that's pretty good. Alright. So I don't know if I'm going to get this, but I'm gonna try and get this skip. If I can get it. Nah. That's unfortunate. So what you'd want to do there is to try to get onto that platform as you're loading in, and see how, and it would take us over to here straight off the bat. So we jump across there to reach there, and we just skip a few chambers, and be a lot faster. But it's pretty hard to do. The timing is, where am I? My camera's a bit floppy, but it's okay. Make sure not to fall off, because that would be very, very dreadful.
Alright, just being sure, can you hear us? Can chat hear us?
Chat can hear us.
Alright.
Chat can hear us. Blazin can't hear us. Okay.
They cannot hear us.
So Paradox Light Cage is pretty trivial. We pretty much just want to keep doing combos so we can keep him stun locked here.
Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on!
And we keep him stun locked. He's not going to come and attack us. Well, he was about to then, but that was fine. pretty much what we want to try and do with those fights. So we'll be doing that. We'll pretty much be doing that again. Alright, do a quick menu. Upgrade our Keyblade. Quick fire jump that we just picked up. And put on a couple of abilities for Sora. Right, we'll be trying to do the same thing, except we'll just be having to do it a bit longer. So. Ah, that's annoying. That's okay. It's okay. He didn't attack us. He didn't like move, like push us around, and he also didn't do his poison breath. So they were pretty good fights. Pretty much kept him stun locked as pretty much as we wanted to. So. Okay, so we're going to be going back to Monstro before we're heading off to Halloween Town. There's a very, like, you could pretty much just go travel there normally. Like, Monstro only appears if you literally are warping to his spot from now on. So you could just say, oh, we'll just fly normally there and he doesn't spawn. We don't have to worry about going into Monstro and going out. But there's also something we're going to be picking up. We're going to be picking up the Dumbo summon. That's hiding up there, so... We'll be getting that, and we'll be warp here. So we'll be getting that, and we'll be using the Dumbo summon later in the run, and we'll be showing off a couple of really nice skips. A couple of really nice skips with it, so that'll be really good. Go up here. Pick up a Water Gleam, which is our Dumbo summon. So we'll do a quick menu. And we'll put Ray of Light on. Because we really want that 6 point of MP. Because we'll be doing more Blizzard spams in Halloween Town. Which would be really, really useful. Yeah, so pretty much an early game Blizzard's a really, really nice spell to use. It's nice and quick and nice and does spread and obviously does spread damage. So it's a lot faster than going to everything individually and killing them one by one. Halloween Town. So we're going to go up here first. Once we get up here. Okay. Here we go. Pick up a strength up here, which we'll be putting on very shortly. keep our party the way it is. We don't need Jack, so but we will take Jack's ethers. We will be using them for ourselves in this world, and then we'll use the power up that we just picked up.
Can you hear us now?
Feet free. See ya.
More blizzard spam.
Feet free.
These are spawn.
Feet free.
Just pick that up so you can kill all three of them at the same time.
Jack.
Alright. Okay. Now we'll be heading back out. So now the graveyard's gonna spawn one of two things. It's gonna just spawn either normal heartless or it's gonna spawn white mushrooms. We probably want normal heartless here. And we do. Okay, so quickly take this guy out. Set my camera.
Feet free. Feet free.
Yeah, and we spawn those two. It's okay.
See ya.
Normally you don't want to do that.
This should help.
So we can use one of our ethers here. That one. All good. And then we'll go back through this way. Now I said there was a second area where black fungus can spawn.
Fire.
That's the other one. So we don't want them to be there when we return there later, or very shortly. Because otherwise we'll have to back out and go back again. And backing out and going back in is a lot longer than it was in Agrabah. As I said, black fungus is good for XP. Good for XP if you're playing casually, but when you're speedrunning, you just don't want to see them at all. Hopefully they're not there when we come back. Let's see if they're back.
Fire.
Okay, they're not. That's good. Alright, I will take that. They got away.
See ya. Feet free. Feet free. Feet free.
I think they're all dead. Alright. Yeah, because it's a lot faster just because that's the only mob that spawns as soon as you come in. There's other mobs that spawn around that area, but we just want to kill those off quickly and then move across over here because we need the command menu to be blue so we can move into the next area. Otherwise, we won't be able to. Alright. So we'll use our last ether here. Now we're going to be climbing this. We're going to be climbing Ugi's Manor, so climb up here. This is definitely something really tricky doing off the first try as you're learning this run. And it's very, very, very heartbreaking if you do fall down, because falling down means you're gonna have to kill a couple of waves to get the menu back to blue to get into the bathtub back up. So, And this is the empathy of Blizzard spamming, and just to keep Lock, Shock, and Barrel all in a nice corner. We don't want them spreading out. We don't want them doing anything. And very nice. Exactly what you want them to do. You don't want them to do anything to pretty much knock you around or anything like that. So that was really nice. The extra damage and the extra bit of MP. Because with using fire in Blizzard, you use a little bit of MPs. So if you're at 6, you'll then get 5 little ones and 5 MP. So you get 5 bonus little ones to use. So that gives you an extra like 6 shots. 6 shots and extra damage is really, really nice. It all stacks up. We'll de-equip that. And just quick air combo plus on there so we can do more combos in the air. I'm certain I hit that. I'm certain I hit it. I'm pretty certain I hit it. Okay, I did. Yeah, you gotta make sure you hit that as well, otherwise this room's not available. That's why you gotta go all the way up. I think I did that, like, I actually did that a few days ago. It was really tragic, so I honestly thought I did it again. Alright, Oogie Boogie. What I want to do is try to take out these gargoyles. One there and one coming plus. Alright, cool, off there. So where's Boogie now? I don't know where he's gone. So what we want to do is try to get on the same platform as Oogie and for Donald and Goofy not to be there. Because we're allowed to hit Oogie 10 times before he'll bounces off. And that also includes Donald and Goofy's hits. So we want to be doing all the damage. We want to be doing all the damage so we can 2-cycle him here. So he's about to throw some red dice, which we're going to try and deflect. Which we did not. And we probably got the worst. And so there's 6 different things that can happen, and we probably got the one that takes the longest, so... Bit unfortunate. Bit unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. Just gotta get him on the right platform again. Donald and Goofy not with us again, so that's awesome. And we can just finish him off here. So if we didn't finish him off here, he would go into his healing chamber, and he'd heal himself up, which we don't want him to do, so... So it's not the most idealist fight, unfortunately, but at least getting the 2-cycle is the most important thing. Hopefully that'll be better. Hopefully that'll be demonstrated better later on. All right. There we got Oogie Mana. Just got to take out these 6 orbs. So a bit more platforming, but shouldn't be too bad because we've got high jump. And we get attacked 4 times in the air. That's fine. We'll just drop it. Try and get around here. Oh, what's okay? That's not okay. We just got sniped there by that fire, but it's okay. We can just come back around. Could be a little tricky. Now we'll keep moving on. There we go. You get some nice good level ups as well, so that'll help our XP curve go really nicely. So I think we got like 4. You get like 4 level ups in total for those 2 fights. So that's really, really nice. One of them being an extra MP, which will be very, very useful in the next world in Neverland.
Sally.
We'll make our way out. And now we are going to be approaching, so if you've run this game or you know if you've seen speedruns of this game, you're about to see probably the most heartbreaking RNG in the run. So because we decided we don't need to do Atlantica, it's not required in any percent. So everything should be fine. We should get to Neverland in no problem. However, if you do not finish one of either Halloween Town or Atlantica, there is a slight possibility, a 1 in 3 chance, that you won't even hit hook shit. So to activate into Neverland, you've got to run into hook shit. There's a 1 in 3 chance that you will actually miss hook ship and you'll go straight to Atlantica. So the game will pretty much be telling you you need to go and do Atlantica. But we don't want to be doing that. We want to try and get to Neverland as fast as possible. So we roughly have a 1 in 3 chance of missing it. So if we do miss it, we have to keep trying and trying again. Each time loss is roughly, the first time loss is roughly about 50 seconds. So if you are ever doing this run or ever want to do this run, you'll have to deal with this unfortunate RNG, which will cost you 50 seconds for the first time and then 30 seconds after that. So the thing is, once you've missed it once, you can miss it again and keep missing it. Until you finish Atlantica and Halloween Town, you can still keep missing hook shit, which is very, very, very unfortunate. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but hopefully we can just go in there in one piece. I expect it to possibly happen. Okay, we completely skipped it. That's good. Alright, we go straight to Neverland. Don't have to worry about that. So that's very good. I'm happy about that.
You don't say.
Now that we got to Neverland, we can now continue on. So this world's pretty quick. Go down. Just swing our keyblade there just to get enough height to activate that cutscene, which is really nice. We don't have to climb the ladder. So we're about to come up against Anti-Sora, which is can be very, very difficult at points. So what we're going to be trying to do, and Al's going to probably be doing something different. So we're going to be trying to keep him locked on the ground. So I'm going to do a set of attacks to try to keep him locked away, and try to keep him looped so he doesn't go away. Okay, Goofy can get off that ladder. Sometimes he just likes to jump on there. So we'll see how we go with this. So we want to hit him four times here on the ground, and then we'll do a full combo. He's going to hit us. We're going to back away after that one. Then we're going to do 3 hits, and then we're going to do a full combo. We're going to get out of the way. Okay, we missed him. So what we want to try and do is hit him at that point. Yeah. Wait for him to attack. Oh, we're getting deflections. This isn't ideal. He's been real pain. Alright, we're getting back up. Try to get this loop going. No, bit too early there. So Blizzard just to get rid of his clones. Okay, he's gonna spawn more clones, so try again. Nah. Not getting it, unfortunately. Swing. At least try and lock him in once. Nah. Okay, that's definitely not ideal. Okay, definitely not how I wanted the fight to go to, but what you want to try and do is time that shot there so you can stun him in that spot, and then you can continue and loop him in there so he doesn't escape. So he doesn't escape and he doesn't spawn his clone. So alright. Really fast menu here, so bear with me on this. So Peter Pan, we want to take off all his MP abilities here, because we don't want him to use them. And then we're just going to customize. We'll say goodbye to Blizzard for the rest of the run, unfortunately. But we're going to be bringing some stop time. So, I think I had Goofy constantly. Yeah, okay. So we want to put Goofy to using his support actions constantly. We want to put Peter Pan to using his MP items immediately. So we're about to set up the Captain Hook stop loop, which there's a couple of fights we'll be doing. This was one of them. So frankly, we want to try and keep him stop locked there so we can continue to wail on damage, and Peter Pan will just keep using his ethers on us so we can continuously do it, and hopefully we can keep him stopped in one spot. But we got to get Peter Pan in the party for that. So we've got 3 mob fights here. This will be our first access of Simba. So as I said before, your MP is, the more MP you have, the longer you will be able to have your summon out. So the longer the charge bar will be. That includes having cheers on your party members as well. So we quit cheer on Goofy, so that'll also help too. So we'll do 3 ticks here to take up that first wave, and then we'll charge up all the way for the next 2. It's a lot faster than killing them all yourselves, especially since they're all airborne. If you use a couple tornadoes, that wasn't nice. So Peter Pan's going to give him an MP straight away. So we're going to have to be quick on this. So here we go. That stop didn't work. This is not good. Okay, not ideal, but at least it didn't go into his Ars Arcanium move, so not the idealist fight, but that's what you want to try and do. Fortunately, we dropped a couple of combos, so you have to be like really quick on doing a full air combo, because you need the extra little bit of MP as well, just in case if Peter Pan doesn't give you his ethers. Which even though you try to get him to do it, it's still completely up to him. So we'll pick up this Flare G, which will make our ship go faster. And we'll go and get this keyhole. Okay. And now that we got the gummy piece, we can progress through the story, and we can go and get the other one that's in Traverse Town. So we'll do a quick menu here. Quick fairy heart we just picked up. Put on guard and Ars Arcanium that we got in that fight. And Blight. That's Neverland. Now that we got nice warp, Gs, we can just go all the way back. Be very annoying if you had to travel the long way around. That would be horrible. Alright, so we're going to quickly take a detour. We're going to go to Magician's Studies first so we can get our Dumbo, so we can get Dumbo from the Fairy Godmother. As we'll be using that in the next world. And then we'll head back out. And we'll go back into the accessory shop because it's a lot faster to do save warping there. Again, save warping is really nice, saves a lot of time. now we'll go to Optima and get the other gummy piece we need to get going. So I want it. So same here, floor is lava. We don't want to be going on the floor at all. We don't want to be sporting any form of Heartless at all. So I want to line this up. I can climb up there. Cool. And fly to this platform.
Fire!
Feel why I use that fire just there? Well, pretty much I need 3 bits of MP to use R's there to clear them up faster, but if I actually use a fire there, will use less MP than doing it normally, so we actually get a little bit of MP. See the orange bar that's on top of my blue MP bar? That little bit of MP will be very, very, very useful in this fight coming up. So what we want to try and do is try to deflect Opposite Armor's shots and try to take him out before he separates. So having an extra R that will enable us to have an extra Ars Arcanium to use against it should be very, very, very important. But most of the time he'll just break away, so it's all good. It's all good if he does. We'll just have to improvise if that happens. Oh. What you got to do here is just take out body part, which got there. So I think you only need like three orange bars to make sure you can use 2 Rs in this fight. So what I want to do is guard this. And there's 1 arm gone. See what he does here. He's going to charge us, but we'll block it. Alrighty. He did separate. That's unfortunate. Yeah, sometimes you just can't finish it off because it's all separated, but it's fine. Oh my god. Alright. Yeah, you can't finish him off. You can't finish him off until those 4 body parts are defeated, unfortunately. So, not the best fight, but just got area, which we'll be using towards the back end of the run. Now we got that second gummy piece there. We can now go talk to Sid. And now put it on our ship. If there's any more donations that have come up, I might feel free to share it. As we just got a couple of cutscenes and a gummy ship menu to go. We'll go and equip that flare G that we picked up. So it doesn't really matter how much engines you have on your gummy ship. It'll go as fast as your best or strongest engine, which for us now is our flare G. So it doesn't matter about the other ones. It's pretty much just substituting one for another. So it makes up the difference pretty quickly. Like just by equipping that and doing the menu, it's faster than just leaving it as it is. Because we'll be doing one more menu. We'll be picking up a better haste gummy. And then we'll be going really, really fast. For now, we're just going to head to Hollow Bastion. about to lose our friends, we're about to lose our Keyblade, so we're trying to get through that start. So just pretty much just a couple of platforming stuff coming up. Getting up into sort of like a mini boss rush as we climb up the castle. So try and quickly get through this platform so we can get onto this platform faster. Alright, we made that. It's good. And then we'll activate this cutscene. And we'll be saying goodbye to Donald Goofy for a bit. Down's a lot faster than just activating the elevator down. Oh. Activate these. It's mainly just walking, activating switches for the time being. Before we get into the nitty and gritty part of this run, so probably either here or at Neverland's probably when the difficulty curve actually spikes up pretty well. So take that one. So here with this defender we want to use a gravity and we want Beast to charge at him, so
See ya.
and there we go. So you can mash triangle Y in the air to do that. And hopefully he will either attack or use one of his abilities. So, but he used his ability that we wanted, so that was good. Use the gravity to lock him in. And deal a good chunk of damage at the same time. So, that's why we have that as our shortcut now. Gravity will be really useful for us later in the run as well. You can just head back up. Try and go into this floor to try to despawn these dark balls, which they do. We need his command menu to be blue. And now we're head up to our first of our 4 boss fights in this world. So Riku one could be a little bit troublesome because he can just go and do stuff and just go and do anything. So what we want to try and do is have Goofy use Goofy Tornado and try to lock him in place while we use Ars Arcanum and do a hefty amount of damage. So hopefully Goofy will be nice to us. I'm like, he usually is not nice to me at all, but hopefully he'll be nice to us for this day. Just one day. Alright, just gonna go back here just to keep him in the corner. It was a bit late on that, but it's fine. I managed to get the R's in. And then look at that. Look at the damage just done there. There, he just keeps him locked in, and then we can use R's safely. That fight was alright. I'm like, he took a while to use his first tornado, unfortunately, but that's just Goofy. I'm like, you want him to use, so that's why we want him to use his abilities when he can, but alright, we'll keep Donald and Goofy in the party. Beast will be back later in the run. We don't need his help at the moment, so just some puzzles here. So if you have any donations out there, I'm like, feel free to read them.
Nope, we got none yet.
I'll keep asking that. Pick up that book.
See ya! See ya!
I didn't get that one. Alright. I get these 4 emblem pieces, so just more puzzle stuff.
Fire! Fire! See ya!
Whoops. Wasn't supposed to do that, but that's okay.
Fire! 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 Fire!
Did I miss one? I did. Dang it. I thought I got both there.
Fire!
It's okay. Alright. Alright, now we get to climb this castle. We'll do a couple of neat things. So we're going to be picking up a H2 gummy on the way. So what we're going to try and do is try to despawn these heartless that'll come up. It'll be a setup here that will give me a visual cue that will wait for him to. So there we go here. Okay, that should be alright. So hopefully that wyvern's not going to follow us. So we can get the command menu blue so we can get this chest, which gives us the H2 gummy. Beautiful. And then we'll just glide all the way to this platform. Not spawn any more heartless because we need to keep the command menu blue. And just like so. Alright, that was good. Gonna try and set Donald and Goofy up so they're in a position, so there'll be 3 wizards that spawn up, so I'll be trying to take out 2 and hopefully Donald and Goofy will do their job and take out the other one. If we're fortunate, we might get a strength up during it, but it doesn't really matter too much, but that's another XP curve that we hit. Alright, here we go. Oh, yeah, so we did get it beforehand, which is alright. I meant to get that, but it's fine. So yeah, Want that strength up right before we face Maleficent, because we don't kill anything else along the way. So now we're coming up probably to one of the most really nice tricks in this run. It's called Dumbo Skip. So this is why we picked up Water Gleam in Monstro and got Dumbo. So we're going to be using Dumbo to clip up to an area that we normally couldn't reach with our jump, and skip a few rooms, and more importantly, skip a few heartless mob fights. So we'd have to fight two mob fights. I think it's 4 mob fights actually. It's 2 in each one. So we'll pick up everything here, which included 2 cottages and a mega elixir. They're both very useful. Cottages we'll use later, and the mega elixir we'll be using in this world. Alright, so Dumbo's all ready to go. So I'm going to be using it right here.
Give me strength.
So while I summon it, we're going to try to elevate ourselves and fixate our camera, and then we'll dismiss at the right point just to click and grab onto the ledge. And like so. It took a lot of work on the timing and getting used to that. It's definitely it's never easy doing it. All right, we're coming up to so there's 3 Dumbo skips in total. So that's the first one. We're doing 2 more on our revisit. So now we've got Maleficent. So we're going to be trying to do damage in a certain way to not full combo her. All right. So, wish I could get to this platform earlier, but probably not going to get this now. I'm probably not going to get this. I did, okay. So you want to finish her off before she disappears. And then you'd have to knock the platform would be too high to jump on. Because normally you have to knock the platform down. Alright. From one boss fight to another. So we are now going to be doing some more stop shenanigans. So this one will be this one's a bit easier, even though this is probably one of the more iconic fights that I learned to do when I was first doing this. So we're going to try and get a couple of hits here for free as she's going back up. So there we go, got 1 hit, which is okay. And now we're just going to lock her in. We're going to do 4 hits, 1 hit, then stop. So we're going to do this until we run out of MP, and then we're going to use the Mega Elixir that we just picked up. So 1 more. So we're going to use the Mega Elixir, a couple of hits so she can reset her health. Okay, that didn't happen, that's okay. So, oh, I forgot to stop. It's alright. Just be a little bit slow, but it's alright. That should be it. And just like that. When I learned, this is probably the most favorite fight that I've learnt speedrunning this game. It's definitely my favorite fight. All right, and now we move on to the last one of this visit. So it just doesn't stop. This is a nice mini boss rush. So we're done with stop for the run now. So we'll just put Cura on for safety. So I'm doing a marathon here. We need Cure anyway. I'm like, you always want to have it anyway. Because there's some nice tricks with it that we'll be using later on. So now we're up to Riku 2. So our job here is to try to do as much damage as we can early. And then we're going to try and lock him in on the ground. So he's not going to DM us. So hopefully no DMs in this fight will be very nice. That's fine.
Show me your power.
Take that.
Welcome, Oblivion.
So this is the lock. Ah, that one's too early. Okay, that requires a lot of timing as well. You can do that either in the air or on the ground. I just feel more comfortable doing it on the ground because I just know the timing better. Alright, we're going to try again. Alright. 1 DM's not bad. And that's how the fight's meant to go. So it was actually alright. I'm like, not ideal, but I'll take one desperation move. That's pretty much what I'm going to be trying to avoid pretty much for the rest of the run. Alright. Okie dokie. Now we get to travel. Now we get to live life as a heartless for a while. So, is there any donations that have come up recently? I'm like, feel free to read them out.
No, we got no
So
more
I tunnel my
donations
way
right
down
now.
this tower. Whew. I was hoping to get DM-less because I didn't say it out loud before, but or at the start of the event, I was gonna donate a couple of dollars every time I got DM'd, so that's one unfortunately to my list. So, like, I'm sure Instant Sage can keep track if I lose track. So that's one. That's one. Because one of my last runs that I had during the week when I was practicing, I actually ended up having like somewhere between 12 to 15 for the entire run. So I'm just like, let's make it fun. Let's make it fun and see if I can try to avoid that again. But we've already got add one to the list, so. Alright, so we're going to be doing one last save warp. So normally you'd obviously want to go to the place where Leon was before, but we don't want to go that way because it's still locked, and there are now even stronger Heartless that we'd have to kill. So we can just save warp, go to Magician Study, and go that way. Go to the cavern from that way. Right. So don't hit the practice magic. Oh. Locked ourselves out. And we'll save warp again. Alright, I've got one last gummy mission. And a nice little trick with this trip to Hollow Bastion. Whew. Alright. go. Alright, our ship is fully assembled. We will not need to do any more of that for the rest of the run. Now we can go really, really fast. And here's Warthog. So there's a nice little trick with this gummy mission. Is about halfway through it, you can actually sit out of this gummy mission, and for some reason it's going to have Hello Bastion available for you to walk to. So I'm not entirely sure why that's the case, but it's worked into the game. So, and in turn, it actually like saves like 30 seconds. It's really neat. So as soon as we leave this, as soon as we go into the next transition, that's when we'll leave this gummy mission. Wait for them to spawn. Select world. And then Hello Bastion's available. Very, very, very neat. Very, very, very good. I like these things that I discovered. Like I couldn't believe how it was possible, but. Really nice. So, alright, second visit at Hello Bastion. Climbing back up, and a couple more Dumbo skips along the way. This one's going to be slightly different, and it's also slightly harder. Well, I think it is. The beast of the party. Platform. Oh, we missed that. Okay. Alright, Dumbo's ready to go. That's not good. I'm gonna get sniped here, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that was way too slow. Well, hopefully none fault me, but they probably are. Yeah, that wizard's probably gonna follow me. Yep. And this is gonna be bad. Oh no, oh no! Rud! Okay, I don't know what to do here. That's so annoying. I could have got out. Oh, this is definitely not ideal. This is very not ideal. God. Oh, come on. Yeah, this is just horrible. And if we just fell, it would have been even worse. Oh. Oh, oh my days. I don't know where Beast went, but that was a disaster. Oh, oh, this wizard, man. This wizard. He is just not cooperating. And disappeared as soon as This is so frustrating. Please come here. Oh my. That was an absolute disaster. That was an overwhelming disaster. Ugh. That is not how that was meant to happen. Alright, quick menu. feel like, because I just don't want to die. Okay. Okay, so hopefully the rest of this world can go smoothly. That's how hard those Dumbo skips are. Like, if you're not precise on it, you can get punished. You can get really punished. That's fine. Dumbo should still be there. That's good. Hopefully we can at least get this one.
Get me straight.
Alright, at least I got this one. Heal back up. And we'll go and face Behemoth. Alright then. Try and get on his back here. Up it. That's okay. Fell off. Try and get back on. Not being nice here. It's okay.
Heal.
Tried to leap pressure through that, that didn't work. So. Dang it. I was hoping to take him out there. Oh no, we gotta get back on. Alright. Not the best fight, but that's okay. Alright. So now we're about to enter the second unskippable cutscene. I think that's the only bit of disaster that happened, so it's unfortunate, but
We may never meet again,
alright.
but we'll never
Enjoy an
forget.
unskippable cutscene, everyone.
No
If there's any
matter
more
where we
donations,
are,
feel
our
free to read them out.
heart will bring us together again. Besides, I couldn't forget.
Nope, we
you
haven't got
even
any
if
more
I
yet.
wanted
You can
to.
continue.
What's that supposed to mean?
Hurry! Come and close the keyhole! Sora, good luck.
Alright, now we're entering the last world. Where things get a lot more random, more heavy RNG here, but we'll cope with it if it happens, so. Alright, quick menu. Alright, light off the mega arts that we just got from the behemoth that we defeated. And we'll head to the last world. We're going to be coming up against a couple of nasty enemies. One of them being invisibles. But they also like to do the desperation move and disappear. So yeah, so they can do random stuff. So we're going to be trying to group as many as we possibly can and use gravity on them. That would have been close if that wasn't an armor that first popped up. That's why we have a weapon on. Alright, so hopefully we can kill them off quickly so they don't desperation move us. Ah, another desperation move. Alright, we can add that on. It's 2 for the run so far. Gonna quickly gravity each of these angel stars. Hopefully they don't spawn any new ones. Alright, awesome. Pick up this elixir over here. Do a very quick menu. So we'll use one of our cottages that we picked up in Holy Bastion, and then we'll put a mega elixir on for us to use later on in this world. It'll be very, very, very important. So these behemoths are arc behemoths, so these ones are actually weak to gravity. So we can gravity spam this to start off with. So we're gonna jump on him. We're gonna spam him up a bit. Once we can get back up and fall down. Hopefully we can finish him off here before he comes back down, so that's good. There's a very small chance you can pick up another Omega Arts here. I'm like, it'd only be useful to put on. It'd be slightly useful, but it's not the be or end all. I think it's like less than 1% chance. So. We'll put Ray of Light back on because we need to get to 9 MP. And this is the #1 reason why we take Staff over Sword. is because we need to get to 9. We need to get to 9 MP at this point, so we can have 9 MP at this point with Donald and Goofy both having cheer. So we can maximize Simba's summon gorge and using the right amount of times throughout the rest of this world. So especially when we get to final rest, so we can go through most of the horde enemies very quickly. So because we didn't steal the keyhole in Olympus and Atlantica, we have to do these. We have to do these hordes of rooms. So this is where Simba becomes important. So we're only going to do the first one for 2. So for 2 charges, because we need to stun these air soldiers. Otherwise, they'd get to us before we charge all the way, because we need to charge all the way to kill them all off. There's 3 ways here. Right. So that one was alright. Atlantica, we're just going to be using some magic on these, because just use some fire and some gravity, so
Fire!
aim out.
Force! Fire!
That should be all of them. Wait for that to... Nope, that's one still. So you have to wait for this to do that flash there, so you know they're all been beaten. So don't leave before that happens, otherwise you'll have to do that room again. Otherwise, you won't be able to get the portal down to Chernobyl. So we didn't seal this one up either, but coming in here is good because we can pick up the Mega Elixir and we can get all our health and our MP back. Now we can go down to the Hollow Bastion portal with more invisibles, so.
See ya! Force! See ya! Force!
I think that's all of them. Alright, nice. No DMs that time, so that's good. Save my world a little bit.
Force! Heal! Heal! Force! Ha! Take that!
Alright, cool. No more. I'll prime arrow just for safety because it's marathon and we've already made a major stuff up already, so I'm like, last thing I want to do is die, so it should be okay. Well, that's not a good path to get straight away. Alright. Alright, so we skip that, which is good. Okay. I did that a little bit risky, but that was okay. I'm like, I trust my judgment there. Alright. Alright, quick menu. Alright, put Super Glide on. And we'll head off to final rest. Alright, one more Archbehemoth to get through.
Force! See ya! Force! See ya! Force!
Ah, that's annoying. And sometimes Goofy doesn't want to give you his last bit of MP because he's a hog, but... This should pop up Mega Elixir on. I'm on the wrong side, but that's okay. So we use this to quickly get our MP and health back up, because we need to keep Donald and Goofy alive as well, so...
Fire!
I think a bit too far away.
Fire! See ya! Fire! 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 See ya!
Unhoarded of Visibles to get through.
Force! See ya! Force! Force! See ya! Take that! Force!
That's another DM, so that's 3. That's 4. Nah, that's 5 now. Yeah, it's not great. I think that's 6 now. Oh my days! Oh my days! They're getting away! Oh my days! Oh, that's 8 now. That's 9. And I'm dead. Oh my! I just couldn't kill them. That's a very rough room if they're not being cooperative, and they weren't. Oh, that's what's horrible.
See ya! Force! See ya!
Oh, that's not great.
Force! See ya! See ya! See ya! Force! Take that! Come on! Come on!
Good news is we get the Mega Elixir back at least, so. Alright, we get to do this again.
Fire! Fire! Fire!
Let's try again.
Force! 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 Force!
That's all right. That's what I'm probably more after. And then as soon as that one's done, I can then summon Symbol. So that was how it was meant to go, so at least I managed to get it on the second try. But that was unfortunate.
Courage! Courage!
So we're charged up all the way, so we're doing this 6 times or 5? 6 times.
Courage!
And then we just have enough to do this last one, even though he's run out of his MP gorge. And that is all of it. That is how Final Rest is meant to go. It's a very, very, very rough room. Alright. Pick up this Mega Elixir. Okay, we'll Raven's Claw on with, and give Goofy the Ray of Light for an extra bit of MP. Couple abilities on for us. And now we put all our items on, so. Alright, and now we head into our final boss rush. There's any last donations that have just come in? Alright, feel free to zoom out before we get into this.
Nope, you're good to do final fights.
Alright, with Ansem 1, we want to try and keep him in the corner that he starts in. Moved away, so we're going to have to try and get him back in that corner. I want to use Arms when the Guardian is up. Okay, back in the corner, that's good. Now we want to try and keep him there. Keep him in the corner, thank you. Ah, you pull away, that's not great. Ah, that's a little unfortunate. Don't want him to do that either, because that just takes up time, because he'll just fly away. That's alright, we can improvise. Not an ideal fight. Oh my. That's fine, okay. Last menu of the run. Use our last cottage. And then we will quick Goofy, his second wind, and Tornado. Alright. Alright. Alright, let's try and see if we can get some damn skips here. Sometimes that happens. Your guard literally is either just too early or just too late and you can't do another one. Answer's just been rough. Alright, I have to go and put these back on again, so... Rough end to the a very rough end to this run. This run was going pretty nicely, and now it's gone real pear-shaped. Alright. Let's try again. There you go, that's a better pattern. Well that's not great. He's been giving me the worst patterns ever. I'm just gonna have to use Elixir here, because I'm just gonna have to improvise this. I want him away from this corner here. Alright, there we go. Try and get this damn skip, which we did, so that's good. He's just really giving me rotten things because I try to guard it and then he just dodges it completely. That's twice that has happened. Oh. Alright, this is becoming a bit of a nightmare. Oh. My god. He's literally giving me the worst patterns I possibly could imagine. What's this? You know, I didn't get there.
This should help. Fire! See ya! See ya! Fire! Fire!
This means it's not going to be optimal. It's not going to be optimal later on, unfortunately.
Come, Guardian! Submit!
Come on!
Come, Guardian! Submit!
Come on!
Come, Guardian!
Heal!
Take this!
This is it!
At least it skipped another DM, which is nice.
Submit! Come, Guardian! Come, Guardian!
Come on!
Alright, he didn't do the second one at least. Very, very rough fight, because he can do one of like 4 different patterns, unfortunately. Oh well. Alright, let's finish strong at least.
Turn to darkness! Turn to darkness!
This should help.
Welcome the darkness into you. Turn to darkness!
Heal!
All shall be extinct.
Heal!
Welcome the darkness into you. All shall be extinct.
Alright.
Take that! Come on! This is it! Here! Here!
We use the elixir up to this point. We want to be using ours on this next fight on these cannons. Go to the ground and use ours. Quickly go to the left and right. And quickly get that. Alright. And put that on as well.
Here! Fire!
And put the elixir on first, but that's fine.
See ya!
Getting a lot of mega hit drops, which is really nice.
Fire! See ya! See ya! Fire! Fire!
Alright.
Goofy! This should help. Heal! Heal! Goofy! This should help. Goofy! Win! Heal! Come on! Heal! Come on! Here! Here!
Use the Mega Apple so we picked up really nicely. Last bit of invisibles.
Force! See ya! Force! 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 Let's go! Come on!
Another DM, so that's 9.
Force! See ya! See ya! Force! 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 This should help.
Alright. Last fight. I don't know if time's been done, but time will be as soon as this form advancement's defeated.
Heal! Here! Wind!
Welcome to darkness. Turn to darkness. Welcome to darkness.
And there it is. Better finish at least.
GG, let's go.
Oh,
Hoggers.
rougher than what it needed to be, but at least that part finished strong. But all in all, it was okay.
Strong.
Hope you guys enjoyed the run. Sorry, it was a bit sloppy towards the end, but I like.
Can you hear us, chat?
When things go wrong, things definitely can go wrong.
That would be a no.
Bezza can't hear us at all.
Alrighty.
It is futile. The Keyblade alone
You guys are still on
cannot
there.
seal the door to darkness.
Bezza,
Hey, tuning
can
in.
you hear us yet?
Kingdom Hearts,
Instant Sage, are you guys up there still?
fill me with
Yeah,
the
we're
power
Still
of
here.
darkness.
You're
Can you hear us?
Supreme
Why
darkness.
can't I hear it?
You're wrong.
Muted or something.